client reached out to me not too long ago. They were really struggling with their dog's behavior. This dog was excitable, barky, they jumped on everyone, but the guardian was most concerned about how this dog would incessantly pace up and down the fence line. They'd even started self-mutilating. Advice on the internet said, well, this dog's needs weren't being met, so they needed more exercise and enrichment. Because she was an amazing guardian, that's what she did. But when the dog's behaviour didn't improve, the advice was, well, this is a working breed, they need more. So she did more, then more, then more. In the end, she was recruiting family members so they could take care of this dog in shifts. When she finally contacted me, she was despondent and exhausted. She literally begged me not to give her any more work. I think she nearly cried when I reassured her that we were not going to be doing more. A key part of the plan to help this overstimulated dog was doing less. Hey there, if we haven't met, I'm Natalie. I am a qualified dog trainer and I lecture on the science of animal learning at a top Australian university. Here at Canine Concepts, I help guardians just like yourself live more harmonious lives with their dogs with simple, fun 3-minute games. I take care of the complicated science stuff so you don't have to. So why does overstimulation cause so many problems? When we're talking stimulation, we're talking arousal. No, not that kind of arousal. For us scientists, arousal is simply how pepped up the brain and the body are. Are you chilled out and zen, or are you bouncy and bubbly? Now, if arousal is all jacked up and then the brain receives reward that matches that level of arousal, it confirms to the whole system that that initial level of arousal was completely appropriate for that situation, and so they should pick that level of arousal again in the future. So, if your dog is demand barking to play fetch, and then we go out and play fetch, not only is the behaviour of demand barking reinforced, but the brain learns that at this time of day, in this situation, it is beneficial to be really pepped up. So when tomorrow rolls around and it's that time of day, guess what level of activity the brain is going to pick? High as a kite. Now, I see these cases more often than you'd think. Their dog's on the go all day, every day. And in an attempt to meet their needs, these amazing, dedicated guardians do more and more and more with their dogs, only to see their struggles get worse. Often they're using a spaghetti on the wall strategy. They're doing 10 million things: agility, frisbee, nose work. They've got more dog toys and puzzles than space to put them. Plus the dog's getting 2, maybe 3 walks a day and a couple more on weekends. But what if in this endless attempt to meet their needs, we forget the most important one: sleep? If an animal is not getting enough sleep, it can really affect behaviour. Think about your own ability to control your emotions when you're sleep deprived. Now, there's not a lot of research out there that's looked at the ideal amount of sleep that a dog should get, but the research that has been done suggests that when the conditions are right, dogs will sleep for up to 16 hours a day, including daytime naps, and then spend up to an additional 2 hours resting. When clients first come to me, many of their dogs aren't getting anywhere near that. But when we start to meet their dog's sleep needs, their behaviour and their ability to cope with things that life throws at them, all that starts to improve too. And it's really funny because I heard a police dog trainer say the exact same thing recently. One of his explosive detection dogs is a working Cocker Spaniel. She is a really busy little dog and she'll work. But in order to make sure his working dogs stay happy and healthy, one of the most important skills that they teach is how to chill out. Many of the hyperactive dogs I see are similar. They're getting their needs for exercise and enrichment met. They're getting that in bucket loads because their guardians are awesome. What they haven't learnt yet is that calmness can be valuable too. Think about it. If all the fun things in their life are high arousal, then they're gonna keep picking this state more often throughout the day. So what do? We follow the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule. What this principle explains is that 20% of the effort we're putting in often causes 80% of the results. So what we need to do is focus. What is the real issue? When we get to the heart of the problem, we don't need to do 10 million different things. We don't need to dedicate every waking moment to thinking about this. Focus on doing the right things, not more things. Now, we cannot just drop the activity and go cold turkey on these dogs. They will go insane. These dogs often struggle with emotional regulation anyway. The last thing that we want to do is add to that stress. Instead, we're going to use a consolation prize to help them out. What do I mean by a consolation prize? Well, if your dog is pushing you to play frisbee for the 5th time today and it's only midday, we're not going to confirm to that brain that it is disco pants time. Thank you, Tom Mitchell. Instead, we're going to let this brain know that it's actually not frisbee time, it's actually chill out with a long-lasting chew time. Now, I know I'm gonna get in the comments, what? You're rewarding them! The dog's just going to demand bark even more! Thankfully, we have science. When the dog is demand barking to play frisbee, they're expecting an outcome at this level of arousal. But if we give them an experience that is still pleasant, but it's less than what they were expecting, what the brain experiences is negative prediction error. That strategic disappointment not only reduces the frequency of the behavior that caused it, it also helps to retrain the arousal system. The dog is less likely to put their disco pants on because they know there's no discos happening. So, by using a consolation prize, we can teach these dogs how to regulate their own arousal level. When is it appropriate to get all pepped up, and when is it more economic to select a low gear? So, what activities work really well as consolation prizes? Think calm activities. Sniffing, chewing, licking, in some cases shredding, possibly massage if this is something that your dog finds calming. The important thing to remember when we're retraining the arousal system is to take it slowly. Step them down bit by bit over time. Monitor their behavior and adjust the plan if needed. If you found this valuable, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. Thank you, it really does help. And if you're keen to connect with other like-minded dog lovers, then make sure you head over to our Facebook group, the Canine Concepts Community. We're a really supportive bunch and happy to lend a hand with your canine conundrums. I'll leave a link in the description. Oh, one more thing before you go. To cap off Dog Training Education Week, we are running a super special on one-to-one training, including our online programs. Use the coupon code EDUCATE to get 20% off your training package or your behavior consultation. As an extra bonus, for every coupon code redeemed, I'm going to be donating a 1-hour training consultation to a deaf, blind or special needs dog who is being fostered with Hear No Evil Deaf Dog Rescue Australia. So if you've been thinking about getting training for your dog, now is the time to do it. Give one, get one. I'll talk to you all soon.